And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray and rock cod Rick Maxa.
Welcome back, hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here with rock cod Rick Maxa. Captain Fred Hewer from the Daily Double is here talking half day and full day fishing. And boy, we got a great show. And Fred just spiced up the giveaway here.
Sweet.
Frank, man, he's like, I'm feeling real. You know, it's Thanksgiving. Thankful for all we have and everything, and
all about the giving.
Spice her up a little bit.
Well, that sounds great. And I mean, obviously, we heard at the beginning of the show that we're going to be doing a half-day trip for 2 aboard the Daily Double. Again, that includes all the tackle rental if you need it. That's a one prize for 2 aboard the Daily Double to go half-day fishing. And now you're also going to get a chance to go full-day fishing with a great trip aboard the Mission Belle. So what a great opportunity that is. One lucky caller going fishing on the Daily Double for 2. Another lucky caller is going to go full day fishing on board the Mission Belle, both out of Point Loma Sport Fishing, all that fantastic fishing we've been talking about, the half day with that great bonita and bass fishing, the full day, which Mission Belle had limits of yellowtail on yo-yo jigs and dropper loops yesterday. So, again, a couple of great prizes. Again, if you want to get your opportunity to win one of those great trips, or better yet, just your opportunity to talk to Captain Fred, there's 2 ways to reach us on Let's Talk Hookup. Again, our local number is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. The toll-free number, that one's 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Your chance to go half-day fishing or full-day fishing aboard the Mission Belle.
Yeah, hey, that's a great deal. And you know,
we shouldn't leave the Point Loma out. We better include a pass for the Point Loma, too.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
Right
now,
on.
what's the run on the Point Loma?
Yeah, Point Loma's 3/4 day local. They depart at 6:30 in the morning and return at 4:30 in the afternoon. And
what a great trip.
that's been a really fun trip.
No doubt. Especially if you like, bass fishing, being able to wait a spot out, being able to, if your conditions deteriorate in one spot, you have the time to wait and move, and what a great trip on that Point Loma.
The shots out to the 9 Mile bank, for the skipjack. They did a little bit of that this fall, and they're able to fish the deep water for rock fishing and have plenty of time to cover some area. And
cool.
Yeah. And that winter halibut fishing too, that can be really good sometimes. Yeah. So half day fishing for 2 aboard the Daily Double, full day trip on the Mission Belle, and a 3/4 day trip on the Point Loma, all up for grabs here.
Yep. 3 different prizes.
Wow, that's
awesome,
very generous.
Fred.
Thank you very much. So that means 858-457-1090, going to fill up very quickly, or 877-792-1090. Now, I want to mention your partner, Steve Peterson, who runs the Mission Belle. He's kind of like you, where he runs the boat a lot.
Yeah, Steve's there.
He's on the boat a lot, and he's an amazingly talented fisherman.
Yeah, he's a fishy guy. He's sharp too. I mean, he's the smart guy. He's the good fisherman. He's just I feel so lucky to have him as a partner.
Yeah,
it's been fun. I can always turn to Steve, and he's got he puts things in a good perspective, and he's pretty sharp, and he knows what's going on. You guys talk like I'm connected. Nowhere near as much as Steve as far as knows what's going on.
Yeah.
It's sure fun to watch guys like yourself, guys like Steve, operate that boat when it, especially the type of fishing that's going on right now in the Mission Belle, that wintertime, deep water, yellowtail fishing, sonar, seeing how good those guys are with electronics, finding that school of fish, positioning the boat on top of that. Because, keep in mind, start thinking about what that school is doing underwater. That's an underwater school of moving yellowtail. To be able to hit it with the sweep of a sonar, then get on the direction that it's moving, then get the boat positioned into that direction, then get the boat positioned into that direction to allow the yo-yo jigs to get in front of it. Like, there's a lot of moving parts to one of those types of things. And watching a guy like Steve Fee do it, it's just like they could do it in their sleep. Just like, boop, 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 boop. Next thing you know, we're catching them.
And, the funny thing about it is, like, when all that comes together, he is still as excited today, like a kid in a candy store, and lit up and excited, watching that fish come off the bottom and fill up the water column on the sonar on the up and down. He's as excited today as he was,
right.
from day one.
That's cool. So cool. So when you get on these schools of yellowtail on the sonar, these guys have these sweeping sonars, and these fish this time of the year are down near the bottom. So the idea is you want to throw some chum and get them up?
Well, ideally what they want to do is if the school lets them, they want to get over the top of them. And once they get over the top of them where they have them on the up and down, then they start letting the bait go.
Yeah.
Once they start letting the bait go, is the fish going to react?
Yes.
And they will see it. They'll see that fish come up on the up and down meters. It'll race from 120 feet. Now you're seeing it at 90. Now you're seeing it at 60. And the thing that's really fun is when they're doing the commentary on the PA, and they're telling everybody what they're seeing, and
watching the fish move.
Watching it on the electronics, and telling the deckhand to throw more bait. No, lay it on them, throw it heavy, and then everything goes crazy and. Woohoo! Here we go.
There's nothing that gets you more fired up than as a fisherman being standing at the rail than hearing the voice of you or Steve. You can that excitement is palpable. When they it's coming under, throw it heavy. Like, there's nothing that gets you more fired up than hearing that all go down, knowing what's about to happen.
Yeah, it's the show.
It is.
And sometimes the guys are vocal about it, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's like, okay, here we go. And
well. Hey, if you want to experience that, the only line available right now, 858-457-1090. Let's jump into the phones, Rick.
You got it, man. How about we start it off with Mark? He's calling us from Santee this morning. Good morning, Mark. Thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Mark.
I got maybe a stupid question, but in the summertime you have two trips. You have one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Do you still have that for the winter time?
No, we cut it down just to the midday trip, 8:30 in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon.
Take the slice of the best part of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't have to get there early, and you can fish through the midday there.
And you can avoid the traffic back to Santee when the boat comes back in too.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for calling. That does free up. 877-792-1090.
All right, how about next up we talk to Doug. He's calling us from Montebello this morning. Good morning, Doug. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, two questions here. What's the oddest fish you ever caught, and what's the biggest piece of trash you ever caught on an anchor or on your lines?
Unusual fish.
There got to be some crazy ones over the years, all the bottom fishing and...
Yeah, what's the one they catch in the bay, Rick?
Midshipman?
No, the
sarcastic fringe head.
Yeah, sarcastic fringe head. Those are crazy.
Those are wild.
Really crazy.
Big giant jaw on them. Like that's a fish that a sarcastic fringe head. You'd probably do a much better job explaining that. But it's a fairly relatively small fish. From 4 to 10 inches or so. But their jaw unhinges, and for a fish that's that small, it opens like the size of like a saucer,
and they're
like
aggressive.
a dinner plate. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll bite you.
They'll sit on the bottom and really blend in, but they get territorial and sea robins.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
What's the East Coast fish that they catch in the Back Bay?
Like a
bonefish.
Bonefish. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
We on the Point Loma this year, we caught a bonefish at sea.
At sea?
At sea, yeah.
No way.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Out of the bay, a bonefish. Our captain, Chad Slager, sent me a picture, and it's like, I'd never seen that. I'd never seen one.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I know one of the really crazy ones. I didn't catch, but I was on the boat when it was caught with Captain Fred, we caught a spotted bay bass on the outside edge of the kelp. You know, I mean, I've seen them on the inside edge before, and I'm sure it's more common for you. But we were like, you know, outside of 5 tanks, you know, and caught a spotted bay bass just in the middle of catching a bunch of calicos with anchovies one day. That was a
what are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly. This thing got lost. Bonefish at sea. That's a pretty good one.
And then this last El Nino sequence, you know, we caught an amberjack.
That's right.
Small amberjack.
Yeah. Pompano. You catch pompano once in a while?
Yeah. We see those in our bait, but that's a different strain of pompano.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And then, we caught, triggerfish are, you know, those come up. They're never as colorful as when they're in tropical waters. Once they get up here, they're that kind of olive drab. But then, we caught wahoo.
Right.
We caught wahoo on the Mission Bell, 3 years ago?
Steady. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
That's pretty amazing.
Thanks a lot for the call this morning. You were talking about, speaking of usual fish, sheephead is certainly one of the most unusual fish in the ocean. And sheephead's a common catch for half-day fishermen. And what's interesting about sheephead is they, I forget the scientific term, but they change from female to male as they get older. And Fred had an interesting take on that, is that you were saying that the larger female sheephead means that it's possible that is a healthy stock?
Yes. So nature's true hermaphrodites. They're all born females, and then as the need for a male occurs, the largest female will turn into a male. So if you're in an area where you're catching big females, that means that there's a big male around. We had a tagging trip for rockfish up in the cove in the closed area.
Oh, cool.
And that was pretty neat to be able to do that. And we were catching females as much as big as 6, 7, 8 pounds.
Whoa, kidding,
and,
really?
That means that the need for a male isn't there yet. And
so they only change to male until one is needed.
Yes.
Hey,
and then we ended up catching like a 21-pound male on that trip.
Wow, that's cool.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive. And I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, I said to the crew, it's like, wow, the females are this big. I can't wait to see the male.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was a stud. He was a bust.
That's cool. Yeah. What does one do if you're in a hard bottom rockfish area where one might encounter sheephead to maybe improve those chances of fishing the bottom? Is it different bait selection? Do you fish a jig over a bait, or what does one do?
We see more and more guys bringing out different types of bait.
Yeah.
Besides the squid, you know, you can go to Ranch Market 99 and buy whole shrimp for the same price, $3.99 a pound.
Yeah.
And it's the whole shrimp, and any sort of crustacean that's out of the normal. I think you're giving yourself a chance.
A little better shot at a sheephead.
A few years ago, when we had a big influx of red crabs, some of the guys that froze them and waited to bring them out until they were gone.
Yeah.
I watched 3 guys put on limits. They had 5 fish apiece on frozen red crabs.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I wished that I would have thought more about doing it when there's a lot of when
you
the water columns
full speed.
Yeah. But save them for 6 months and
save them to right now.
Yeah, and when they're all gone.
Wow, that's a good call.
Fish eat them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. What great chum too. Chop them all up.
Yeah.
Oh, indeed. All right. Let's find out what's biting out there. Captain Dave Hansen is on the line.
Yep, you got it. Your saltwater guide. And today, his catch report is sponsored by Gamakatsu Hooks, Japan's leading fish hook that sets the standard for quality and innovation, strength and durability. Local tuna and yellowtail fishing is happening right now, and you should make it that Gamakatsu Nautilus hook your go-to hook. It has the strength and durability as well as the right design to make it easy to hook your bait and put your fish on the deck. Get Gamakatsu Nautilus hooks at your favorite tackle store.
Good morning, Captain Dave.
Hey, guys. Good morning. I'm listening to the show. Fred, I grew up running half-day boats for my dad. You got me fired up. I can't. You're in my wheelhouse. It's just it's itching to listen to you because that's what we all grew up doing. It's the most funnest thing to teach people how to fish. And all the different things we get to see when they're running half-day boats is just mind-boggling. You think it's all offshore, but it's pretty cool, the things that happen inshore, and the smiles we put on people's faces life-changing events. So it's fun to listen to you. But, hey, I'm still down here in Cabo, and I'm telling you, Pete, Rick, I had the most amazing day of marlin fishing on Thanksgiving Day that I've ever witnessed in my life. And I've talked to my good buddy Pete and Steve, and they've seen phenomenal, and Todd Manser. We had a bait ball, probably 200 scoops of sardines, decide that it wanted to hide under my boat. And for 2 hours, it was all you wanted. All you did is pin on a bait, drop it in the water, and a 50-pound marlin would eat it. And it was for 2 hours. My two guys, my boss and his buddy, just full speed, and they ended up catching for 2 days. They caught 70 marlin. It's unbelievable.
Oh,
come on.
That's good fishing.
And the weather, Thanksgiving Day, it was on the Finger Bank. It was greasy, flat. And people go, oh, you're going all the way to Finger? At home, I fish San Clemente Island. Every day it's 52 miles one way. We're fishing the Finger. It's 50 miles for the most unbelievable marlin fishing I'm so excited. I can't wait. We're going back out there tomorrow. It's just insane. It's cool. Insane.
Healthy stock. That sounds great.
What a
my wheelhouse now.
Yeah, what a fun way to get to go fishing too, Dave. Just the visuals and pulling on them, and just what a cool deal.
Oh my gosh! And the water's purple. You can see down as far down as you see giant marlin just swimming around, all lit up. They look like mackerel on the kelp. You know, it's
That's
just
so cool.
built as far as you can see. But hey, look at what happened yesterday up there in your neck of the woods. Everybody was scared to death of that wind, and Steve goes out and catches limits of yellowtail. I didn't look at the other counts, but I'm just listening to Fred here. That's insane.
Great. It's great
the
fishing.
end of November.
Yeah.
So,
and you watch, somebody's going to locate those bluefin. It's going to bounce back, right?
Absolutely. They're not going anywhere. The food's out there. The weather's the wind blew one day. Oh, my God, it's the end of the world.
But anyway, fishdope.com. Danny and the guys, Jeff, have all the info that you need. Stay current on fishdope.com. Now more than ever, you need fishdope.com. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com by using the code HOOKUPNOW. It's lowercase, it's no space, hook up now. And if somebody wants to go fishing with you, Captain Dave, what's the story?
I don't know if you guys have seen the new videos we already posted on the website, but it's pretty insane. I'm sure you look, Pete. That tuna stuff that we did on the way down here, we got all those videos up. We show you what it looks like on the photometer. We show you how to see it on the sonar. Check out my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com. The information, I just did a whole thing on Long Beach Harbor, show you how to catch lobsters up there. We're giving it all away. I know I'm the worst person in the industry. I give it all away, make sure that everybody catches fish and learns etiquette. I'm a horrible person. I understand that. But check out the website.
At least you're aware.
You're fully aware. Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
Yes, sir. I've been a horrible person for over 40 years in this industry.
Oh, come on. You're not giving yourself enough credit, Dave. You're not that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, Dave. Well, it's all good. You're giving it away. You're giving people the information they need to go catch fish. And how do we get a hold of you, Dave?
Check me out at Your Saltwater Guide or give me a call at 949-374-0786. The boat will be down here through January, so if someone wants to charter a really bitchy boat down here, give me a call.
Oh, man, sounds like fun, man. That marlin fishing just sounds like too much fun.
It's insane.
When you become the kelp patty and the bait hides underneath your boat, I can only count those trips on a couple of hands. But boy, that is special.
It's a good time. Hey,
yeah, it was.
Continue to have fun down there, Dave, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Talk to you next Sunday.
Appreciate that. Phones are packed. They want to talk to Fred. Let's jump into it.
You got it. How about we talk to Pablo, calling us from Chula Vista this morning. What's up, Pablo? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Well,
Fred, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad I remembered you were on this morning. Hey, I just want to say, you were talking about the sheep's head. Was the last two weeks ago, I got myself like an 11-pounder.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good fish.
And I made myself a bowl of ceviche out of that. It was so good.
So which one eats better, Fred, the female or the male, or does it matter?
Oh,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Paul, you only got one bowl out of that 11-pounder? That must have been quite a bowl.
That was a big bowl, yeah.
Yeah, it was for a party, so I made just a big old bowl out of it. It was great.
That's awesome.
But, I wanted to just say that it was maybe a month or so, 2 months ago, at the end of school, and you still see these people from Arizona. And I just want to say how good Fred's crew is with kids. The mother was sick, terribly sick, couldn't help the kid. The daughter, she was a little younger, she fell asleep. And the deckhands, and I kind of took the guy under my wing too, and we caught bonita after bonita. The kid had such a good time. And, the deckhands are just great on that boat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the boy wanted to fish, and the mom and the daughter got to come along, but, they weren't into it, and the little boy, just had a blast. And, they go home on a trip like that, and that kid's beaming. He'll be back.
He's thinking about the next time he gets to go all summer long kind of thing.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And, I told him about the food over at Point Loma Seafood, and I met him over there for the little dinner afterwards.
That's
perfect.
cool.
And they love Point Loma Seafood.
Oh, that's neat, Pablo. Good for you helping out. Hey, congratulations on your nice fish there. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, next up, let's talk to Wayne. He's calling us from Lakeside this morning. Hi, Wayne. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, morning, guys. Just wanted to talk about how the white sea bass is looking for this year. I'm starting to see some squid getting spit up out of some fish.
Oh, all right. You seeing any squid at all locally here, Fred?
It seems like we did see a little bit down south recently, but not with any consistency that I'm fired up about it.
Yeah.
We hope our water's still warm. I mean, the coolest I've seen this year so far, I think 65.
Wow.
And 65 in the end of November is, that's agua caliente.
Yeah. And this blow didn't really affect the water temperature at all. This blow that we had a little bit, it was one day.
Yeah, I was out, my last day out was Friday, and we fished basically 66-degree, pretty clean water.
Pretty the same, yeah.
Yeah, it's not
not
squid water.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean if that's your thing, you really want to put the time and target a sea bass. We have 3 just phenomenal areas in Imperial Beach, Point Loma, and La Jolla. And if you were private boat fishing or just even sport boat fishing, if you were continually fishing a big bait, if you're trying to fish a mackerel, if you were fishing a big hook and and heavy line, the type of gear that it would take to catch a fish at a heavy cover like that. I mean, that fish is one of those things that's, obviously sea bass are not a common fish, but one of the things that makes them considerably less common is the fact that they're targeted so much less. You're often not going to catch that fish fly line and an anchovy, and when you do, on the rare occasion, hook one fly line and an anchovy, you usually don't have the type of gear that it takes to land one. So if you're into trophy hunting and wanting to fish a mackerel and a hamburguesa rig or a balloon rig and, spend your time doing that type of thing, there's no doubt that there are resident populations that we have in some great areas.
Sea bass will eat other than squid.
No doubt, yeah. I mean, especially when that squid's not around, they're a sucker for a mackerel.
You bet. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning. Speaking of catches on the Daily Double, how was your yellowtail fishing this summer?
But, kind of anticlimactic after the previous 4 years that was so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some, but not as much as what we'd seen.
Some notable catches on the Daily Double. What are some that really stand out in your mind? It's like, wow, we haven't seen one of those big ones in a long time.
Well,
the 40-pound yellow, you talked about that.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, for a 10-year-old kid. That was pretty impressive. So, I always try to keep current. We had a trip fishing skipjack a couple 3 weeks back. It must be 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. But we had 25 people and 181 skipjacks.
Jeez.
Just on the inside edge of the Nine.
That's rad.
And it just...
Good fishing.
Yeah, it came up. It stayed on the corner. Again, teaching the young crew that hasn't seen that much of it. It's like, don't be throwing more bait than what they're eating. If that bait's going in the water and they're boiling on it, you got their attention.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you have an hour drift or that fish just right there on the corner,
oh, how cool,
eating, and all somebody has to do is get a bait that wiggles. If thinking back in my mind, Dave was talking about having the bait underneath the boat. I'm going back a bunch of years, but there was a time anchovies in Imperial Beach where we got on a bird school of pelicans, probably 50 pelicans sitting on the water, dipping their heads, eating small pinhead-sized anchovies. And as we got in there, blew the pelicans off, the bait settled under the boat.
Ooh.
And it was straight sand bass that held the bait underneath the boat.
Yeah.
And we're going back to 10 fish limits and, 40 people, everybody's catching fish. And I started looking around. It's like, well, where'd all the crew go? Where is everybody? And the boys are up the side, and they're free gaffing sand bass.
Oh, my gosh.
And it's like, okay, guys, all right, everybody gets to free gaff a sand, but let's go. We got 40 people on the boat. But it's what kind of jumped in my mind when Dave was talking about having 200 scoops of sardine underneath the boat and marlin underneath it.
Yeah.
Now, sand bass isn't exciting as that, but on a half-day trip with a bunch of people from Arizona, it was a good one.
What about like big sea bass or big halibut on the boat? Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen some big ones.
Yeah, the case, they go through. We had a black sea bass this past week that was 100 pounds. And,
wow.
And we worked real hard to revive that fish.
Yeah.
100-pound black sea bass. Again, I try to stay current. That happened this past week.
That's nice. That's pretty cool. All right, 877-792-1090, the only line available. You have a chance to win 2 half-day trips on the Daily Double. You have a chance to win a full-day trip on the Mission Belle and a 3/4-day trip on the Point Loma, thanks to the generosity of Fred, Steve. All 3 of those boats operate out of Point Loma Sport Fishing, of course.
You got it, man. Well, the phones are packed up. We're going to talk to Norman. He's calling us from San Diego this morning. Hi, Norman. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I heard this yesterday talking about curing live bait. Can you tell me exactly what that is and what that's supposed to do? And question related to that, I think I heard correctly that Corey said they hold the bait there for about maybe 1 to 2 weeks. And if that's the case, how do you feed and maintain them?
So when they refer to cured bait, it's the longer it stays in the receivers, the more it's going to be healed from the stress of being caught and being moved. The bait, they're filter feeders and the little wigglies that live in the water. Green water isn't because it's dirty, it's because it's full of life. And that's what that bait feeds on. So as the bait's in the box, there's naturally occurring food in the water. And as it's relaxed from not being chased, it gets more and more healthy. And there's different things that play into it, but the longer that it's in the boxes at Everingham Brothers, how the mix went in, did it all go in one time? The better the bait will be. We've been fortunate lately. There's been a mix of small bait and big bait, as small as 4-inch mixed in with some 8-inch stuff, and I guess the long-range boats don't like it. They feel that the small bait will start dying off, and it'll crash their whole, what they have in there. So we've been getting some cured bait that's been in the boxes for a couple weeks.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's a treat.
Yeah,
for sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming away, including a lot more of your phone calls. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
This is Chelsea from Dana Landing in Mission Bay. We are truly the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Looking for a fishing charter? Dana Landing has you covered with the Blackjack, perfect up to 4 anglers, or the Impulse, up to 6 anglers in comfort and style. Dana Landing has a huge tackle shop with everything you need to go fish bay bass, tuna, or marlin, and our staff will dial you in. We even have Mexican and California fishing licenses and reel repair. Our deli at Dana Landing is a local's favorite with all the food, ice, and beverages you need. Hey, need freshwater tackle? Head to East County Bait and Tackle, the ultimate in rods and reels, the latest freshwater lures and live bait. ECBT has a staff second to none when it comes to sharing their passion for fishing. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. And Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
This is Captain Art Taylor of The Searcher. Celia and I and everyone at Team Searcher would like to thank all of our customers for a successful 2018 season. Are you searching for an affordable fishing adventure from 1.5 to 7 days in length? The Searcher has an outstanding crew, great food, air-conditioned cabins and galley, and an RSW system to preserve your catch. Our 2019 schedule is available now. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call our office at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
I can't wait to spend some quality time with my son fishing this year, teaching him about casting, how to choose bait, set the hook, and how to be safe on the water by always wearing a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels. With the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities, Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
XEPRS 1090 AM Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
All right, phones are packed. We're going to get back to those, but in the meantime, let's find out what's cooking with our buddy Yanni from Fisherman'sBelly.com. Good morning, Yanni.
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning to all the fishermen out there. A couple of weeks ago, I was invited to LP Fishing Supply to cook up some fish. And I really didn't know what I was in store for, and they had a bunch of lobster tails. And they had about...
Nice.
They had about 75 to 100 people, and we had just a few simple ingredients and a very simple work area. So I had to put together something really quick and easy, but really unusual, and I wanted to make it unusual, and I wanted to make it tasty. I wanted to have an impact. I put together a lobster salad. I parboiled the tails. I let them cool off. I marinated them. I added them with just a few simple ingredients: celery, parsley, onions, garlic, olive oil, and lemon. And I'm telling you, everyone went crazy. No one had tasted that combination before. It's straight out of the Mediterranean, and the Mediterranean has got the same ocean and the same mountains as California and the same spiny lobsters. It was a perfect dish. It's on my website. I hope you guys give it a try for the holidays.
All right. Really cool. And I saw in your video, too, that you pulled the lobster meat out of the tail or out of the shell before you grilled them.
I sure did, and I parboiled them first. And when I grilled them, I only grilled them for color. And that is a little secret that I go into on the video, and it helps people, and it prevents you from overcooking those precious lobster tails on the grill.
Oh, how long do you parboil for?
You know, it depends on the weight and the amount, but generally less than 5 minutes, and it keeps them nice and juicy and succulent. Then you marinate them and let them cool off, and then you put them on the grill.
Ooh,
see, I would have never pulled. That's cool. And that's what you get at that Fisherman's Belly. You know, there's very little things that, you know, Yanni makes everything super easy, but there's little steps that, you know, not being from that world, you wouldn't think about.
No doubt about it. Fisherman'sBelly.com. We'll have it up on the Angler's Table section of the Let'sTalkHookup.com website very soon. Yanni, once again, you've done it again. Thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Thank you guys so much. And if you need some apparel, I've got a great fan shop for Fisherman's Belly, so check that out, please.
Oh yeah, all the great stuff you have on your apparel. It's really cool stuff. Good job, Johnny. Thanks a lot. Fisherman'sBelly.com. Talk to you in a couple weeks.
You bet. Take care.
Thanks, Yanni. All right, well, the phones are absolutely packed solid. Every single phone line full, so we're going to jump right into them. Why don't we start it off with Reggie calling us from Santa Rosa Valley this morning. What's up, Reggie? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
What's up, Reggie?
Hey, Reggie.
Hey, I just wanted to just call in and just really give the crew on the Mission Belle and also Fred, huge props. I try to vote at least once a month, and, man, I've learned so much from fishing with the guys, from Steve. You can't fish with a better guy. The guy's so knowledgeable, so fishy that it really changed my whole fishing game altogether.
We appreciate it, Reggie.
Yeah, believe it or not, Fred, I learned a lot from your son, Phil. He's just a kid, but that guy's a good fisherman,
Yeah,
too. It's just good times out there, and I just want to continue to enjoy those times out there, and I hope other people do as well.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Philip's coming along nicely.
How old is Philip now?
He will be 21 in March.
He's no kid anymore, man. Wow.
Yeah, he's a young man, definitely.
Yeah.
And Philip's working on getting a big license right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to salute him or some by the time he's done.
Very good, Reggie. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the call this morning. Are you listening? Are you listening to us in Santa Rosa Valley on the Let's Talk Hookup app?
Yeah, you know what? And then if I have to call in, I actually can watch or listen to it on my smart TV.
Wow.
So it's 2018 going on 2019. This technology is getting pretty crazy these days.
That's pretty cool, Reggie.
That's pretty awesome, for sure. Hey,
thank you,
a lot
Reggie.
for the call. Speaking of our app, our Let's Talk Hookup app, as you heard from Reggie, is just... I was listening in Chicago yesterday to you guys, Captain Ryan Boston and Corey Sandin and Ricky yesterday while I was getting ready to head for the airport there yesterday. That app is so flawless. It's so good. We're so grateful that app company that we chose is the right app company. You can stream live. You can listen to archives. Adam puts those archives up right away, so you've missed a portion of the show. Archives from several months are up there. In fact, even classic archives featuring Marty Milner. So if you're using another app like Tuned In or even the Mighty 1090 app, don't use that one anymore.
Yeah.
Download the Let's Talk Hookup app. You will not be sorry, I can promise you.
It's less glitchy, and it's very easy to use, and there's just more features.
And there's no ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Let's Talk Hookup is just on your Google Play or your App Store. Download that app. It's free.
You got it, man. Well, phones are packed up again. We're going to talk to Ray. He's calling us from Culver City this morning. Hi, Ray. Good morning. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hi, Ray.
Yeah, hi, guys. Good morning. Hey, speaking about that app, I was just listening to yesterday's show, which led to the question I have today.
Great.
Just for clarity, I'd hoping you guys could explain the difference between what you would define as a yo-yo rod and reel combo compared to a jig stick rod and reel combo.
Length of the rod. If you're fishing heavy line with a yo-yo, you're not too worried about getting it far away from the boat. So yo-yo traditionally, no more, as short as 6 feet and as long as 7.5.
Okay.
Where jig stick topwater fishing, you're looking at 7.5 to 10 feet, and part of that is you're focused more on the distance of your cast. If you're topwater fishing, you want to cover as much area as possible. Whereas you're yo-yo fishing, you're dropping down on the bottom and you're going through the whole water column as opposed to topwater fishing.
Mm-hmm. Surface iron being a really lightweight thing, you need the entire length of your rod. Usually a slower tapered, more parabolic rod. You want your rod doing as much of the work as you can to push that lure as far away from the boat as possible. Where casting distance is everything. It's more turns of the handle. It's a better opportunity to put that jig where the fish are showing, or just covering more distance away from the boat. That's more kicks of the lure and better your chance to get a fish. Where a yo-yo jig, you're just dropping the thing straight down or relatively short distance and winding it back up.
It's nice to have an angle. It's nice to be able to cast away from the boat, but
you don't need
not
a big
mandatory.
Rod. Yeah, for sure. Hope that helps you out, Ray. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that. That does free up for the first time all morning, 877-792-1090.
How about Roy in San Diego up next on Let's Talk Hookup? Hi, Roy.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Morning.
Right.
Great. Question. I have fished bonita before and a long time ago. I remember we used to have the old blue and chrome Castmasters with a feather on them. Are you guys still throwing those, or are they now sticking more with like the Colt Sniper kind of things you were talking about earlier?
I'm not sure. A Castmaster?
Like a Castmaster, like a spoon.
That's like one of those things I remember from my dad's tackle box back in the day. So like a 2 or 3 ounce blue and chrome Castmaster with a white feather on.
It still worked though.
I just happen to remember that thing for sure. Just like you'd fish for trout, but a bigger version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. For bonita, sure.
Heavy, shiny, flashy. Yeah. Cast it out long it wiggles a little bit. I think just about any of them would work great.
Yeah, they have kind of a classic design to them that it's like a crocodile. I mean, that's a timeless lure that will always keep fishing.
Yeah, indeed. So, yes, anything shiny and flashy is going to work for bonita, right?
Well,
anything that mimics that bait.
Yeah, but right now there's been times when it's been biting pretty good. There's times when, this past Friday it was a bait bite. I mean,
it wanted to eat the bait.
Yeah, we're on the anchor. We're 135 feet of water fishing whitefish on the bottom. There was bonita there, but it was not wanting to go off. We worked real hard to pick 15 fish, and it was a fly line bait that was doing it.
Got to have a good bait.
Small slider.
Get it away from the boat.
Yeah, when the bonita are biting, it's like, anything shiny in the water is going to get bit. But then, it's not always, they don't always bite full speed.
Yeah. They don't? Oh, I thought on the Daily Double they always bite full speed.
Maybe on Let's Talk Hookup they always bite.
There you go. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
How about next up we talk to Tony. Tony's calling us from Kensington this morning. Hi, Tony. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Hi, guys. I wanted to ask Fred, hey, when you come in, say you finish up your day, and you have, say, a large load of chovies or sardines left in the tank, do you just dump those and get ready for the next day, or can you keep those? I know bait is very expensive, but can you just, keep them in a tank, feed them a little crackers? I know we used to do that commercially with the anchovies, keep a light on at night and put crackers out there. But how do you guys handle that excess bait when you come home?
So it all kind of depends on what's happening with the bait receivers and Evernham Brothers. If there's plenty of bait, we can run our pumps overnight. Having hundreds of gallons per minute running through my boat, I sleep better at night if the pumps aren't running.
Are off, yeah.
But if there's a need, if there's a limited amount of the bait that we have in our tank, absolutely, I will sit on it. We've not had that need recently, and we generally, it depends. It's like there's times when you want to let the bait go on a spot you're fishing and kind of salt it for the next day, and then there's times when you absolutely don't want to do that. We shot the bait Friday and to see if the bonita would perk up on it, and a little bit. But as far as feeding the bait, I mentioned earlier the fact that the water isn't blue, that's all life that bait's feeding on. Now, if you have bait and you're offshore in super clean water, then you do need to feed it. But generally speaking, here, near coastally, there is naturally occurring little wigglies in the water that we can't see, but those little filter feeder bait fish, they're getting fed on it, so that's not really a need.
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
All right, how about next up we talk to Lou, calling us from Fullerton this morning. Hi, Lou. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Good morning. Hey, I just wanted to tell Fred and you fellas that you guys I won me a trip there a few years ago. And I gave it to one of my buddies that works for me, and him and his son, to go down there because they were trying to get interested in it. They did the trip, and ever since they've been doing half days, 3/4, not in San Diego, but they worked their way up to North Orange County and LA. But the experience they had on that half day with the equipment that was loaned to them, they'll never forget it. And then they went out and bought their own, and they've been fishing ever since. Thanks again, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
It's a rad story.
I always
Lou.
like to get somebody hooked on fishing. I'll teach you. I'll get your kids hooked on it.
There you go. Yeah,
Awesome. That's a great story.
Fred's like the clean pusher man.
Yes.
Indeed. Hey, thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Justin in Ocean Beach is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Justin.
Hey, how you guys doing? Happy holidays.
Thanks, Justin. You too.
Yeah, for sure. I got two parts. One, I have three sons, ranging from 15 to 8, and just wondering if a 40-man boat is the best thing, or you guys do smaller groups at times, so we can spend a little bit more time with the deckhands. And second question was, if we are doing bottom fishing, rockfish, etc. One time I was up in Alaska and I was not keeping everything, and I couldn't figure out how to keep the fish alive once I released them. They were all floating.
So if my boat had 40 people on it every day, I wouldn't have to work as often as I do. I'd take more days off. So there's plenty of days when we have less than 40 people.
Especially this time of the year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the fishing is still good. It's kind of the local secret.
Yeah.
Fishing's still good.
If you look at the fish counts, it includes the number of anglers. And if the over-under number was 40, I'd be, betting under more times than not.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're out with less than 40 today on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So
what's your average load this time of the year during the week?
If you look for reasons not to go fishing, they're really easy to find.
Yeah.
But if you got 3 boys and you convince yourself that you want to go fishing, you'll go fishing.
Yeah. Take them fishing.
Yeah. Should I wait till the summertime, Fred? Are you ready to go now? Go.
I mean,
go.
Look how good the weather is.
Yeah, yeah.
Black, calm,
take advantage.
Beautiful time to go.
I mean, it's go fishing.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed at what this fleet has to offer. The amount of boats, how competitive we are with each other, the product that we put out, and the price. I mean, there's so many of us wanting to do it. I mentioned it earlier on Black Friday. All the boats tied up. And we're so competitive with prices with each other. It is a consumer's market.
Yeah.
And whether it's my boat or one of my competitors' boat, you're getting a lot for the money. And get on the boat, go fishing. You don't have to do much, Dad. Just watch your 3 boys and let them have at it. And, you don't have to clean a boat at the end of the day. There's so many things you don't have to do.
Don't have to clean the fish.
Yeah. I mean, the opportunities are just, it's such a good opportunity.
What about the second part of the rockfish floating? Do you guys have an ability of dealing with that?
You know what? SAC everybody wants us to use their descending devices, and these descending devices to revive the rockfish, they're either mechanical or a pressure gauge,
right.
And you hook them to the fish, you drop them down, and they spring open at 50 feet, 100 feet, 150 feet, depending on. And we try to revive fish that people that are smaller that people don't want.
Yeah, that's cool. Good for you guys. I like hearing
sure.
that. All right, hey, when we come back, we got a lot of trips to give away. Again, trip for 2 on the Daily Double, a trip for 1 on the Mission Bell 3/4 day. We're also giving away a full day trip on the Mission Bell. Lots of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Mighty 1090.
Happy holidays from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. This is Doug Kern. Nothing could be better for that saltwater angler on your list than a gift from Fisherman's Landing Tackle and Shimano. We have the best Shimano has to offer, including Talica, Trinidad A, Therese, Stella, Tranks, Terramar, Colt Sniper, Torium, Tiagra, Flatfall, and much more from Shimano. Bottom line, we have the most complete selection of Shimano saltwater tackle and the knowledge to help you pick out the perfect gift. Check out our huge selection at saltwatertackle.com or come by and see us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. A spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or a fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and True Line. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
This is Pete Gray to tell you about one of my favorite places to fish in the world. It's Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska. For several years now, we've been hosting groups at Whalers Cove, and this is certainly one trip I do not miss. Each year, the Powers family makes great improvements to the lodge that make this great lodge even better. New rooms, new boats, new fish processing facilities, new outdoor kitchen. The list goes on and on. As for fishing, the calm waters around Whalers Cove are 100 miles from any large town, so you will enjoy wilderness adventure without the crowds. Whalers Cove Lodge has some of the best salt and freshwater fishing in Alaska, and there's no need for a bumpy boat ride for hours. You can find productive fishing for salmon, halibut, and rockfish just 10 minutes from the lodge. Here's the deal. The word is out on Whalers Cove, so you want to go? Book soon. WhalersCoveLodge.com or call 800-423-3123. WhalersCoveLodge.com for the Alaska fishing experience of a lifetime.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. All right, it's time. The three big winners, first of which, half-day trip for two on board the Daily Double at a Point Loma Sport Fishing. That's going to David in Spring Valley. Then three-quarter-day trip on the Point Loma. That one's going to Doug in San Marcos. And finally, a full-day trip going fishing aboard the Mission Belle. And I would go right now to get in on that limit-style yellowtail fishing they've been having on the Mission Belle. That one's going to Roy in San Diego. Guys, congratulations. You are going to love fishing on those boats.
Indeed. Captain Fred Huber, Daily Double, once again, 8:30 a.m. departure, right? Daily?
Yes, sir.
That's why they call it the Daily Double.
Well,
yeah, indeed.
One trip a day. Maybe we should be just called the Daily.
The Daily. Well, the Daily is the most important thing. And then, of course, Mission Belle.
Mission Belle departs at 6 a.m., returns at 6 p.m., doing full-day trips. Currently at the islands. Remember, you have to have a passport whenever we're fishing the Coronado Islands.
Good call.
Point Loma, fishing local trips. We are fishing Friday, Saturday, Sunday right now only on the Point Loma. They depart at 6:30 a.m. and return at 4:30 p.m. fishing local waters.
Very nice. And if somebody wants more information?
Point Loma Sport Fishing, 619-223-1627.
Or book right online.
Online. PointLomaSportFishing.com. You can book all the trips online, see what's coming up.
Great, Fred. Thanks a lot. Great job.
Fred.
Appreciate that.
Awesome. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, thank you for listening today. Thanks to Adam on the other side of the glass for all he does. Check out our Let's Talk Hookup app. Let'sTalkHookup.com has all the information. Just download that app on your smartphone or your iPad or whatever you have and listen live, listen to archives, listen to find out what guests are going on, listen to classics, all kinds of stuff on that app. Let'sTalkHookup.com or just search on the App Store or the Google Play Store for that Let's Talk Hookup app. It's free. So next Saturday and Sunday, a couple of great shows. Next Saturday, Kevin and Morgan from Hobie Kayaks will be here. They are the guys that invent all this great gear for the Hobie Kayaks. They are amazing. Of course, Kevin's the Sea Samurai, an amazing fisherman in his own, and so is Morgan, too. That's going to be next Saturday. And then next Sunday, Mike Shane from Hub SeaWorld Research Institute is going to be in the studio. Mike's a great guy, and he'll have all the updates about what's going on with Hub SeaWorld. So that's next Saturday and Sunday. Thanks for listening today. Have a great rest of your Thanksgiving weekend and a great week, and we'll see you next week right back here on the Mighty 1090.